Narration. English. She was a mother with nothing but love for her children. But love didn't buy bread. 3 kids, 1 cold room, empty stomachs and colder nights. She tried everything. But no one listened. No one helped. Narration. Each night she told them, "Tomorrow, Mommy will bring food." But tomorrow was just another lie. A lie to keep them from crying themselves to sleep. That night, a man approached her. He looked kind, but his offer was cruel. He didn't offer money, he offered a deal. One night, her body, enough money to feed her kids. Narration. She stood there, shaking. Torn between shame and survival, she saw her children's faces in her mind. She swallowed her pride and sigh. Narration. The money came, so did the food. But something inside her was lost forever. She smiled for her children, but her eyes never smiled Aga, the real sacrifice. They say a mother will do anything for her children. She did, even if it meant losing herself. That night, the city was quiet. The lights outside flickered like dying stars, and the cold wind slipped through the broken window of her small apartment. She sat at the edge of her bed, staring at the crumpled bills in her shaking hands, money earned through tears, shame, and silent sacrifice. Her children were asleep in the next room, unaware of what their mother had endured just to put food on the table. Their soft breathing was the only comfort she had left. But even that comfort began to fade. Because as the clock ticked past midnight, the silence grew heavy. And then, the whispers began. Faint at first, then louder, like shadows creeping into her ears. "You did what you had to. You're a good mother. They'll never know." She closed her eyes, trying to block them out. But the voices multiplied, echoing from every corner of the room. Her own thoughts became a battlefield of guilt and justification. Then one voice broke through, cold, sharp. "You're not a mother anymore." She opened her eyes wide. The room was the same, but the air felt colder, heavier. "You gave yourself away. You belong to the darkness now." She gasped and stood up, heart pounding. "No," she whispered, but the whispers wouldn't stop. "They'll know what you did. You can never be clean again. You sold your soul." Tears streamed down her face. She pressed her hands to her ears, trying to silence the torment. But nothing helped. From the shadows near the kitchen, she thought she saw movement. A figure, watching, silent. The whispers fell silent for just a moment. Then one final whisper, so clear it was as if someone stood inches from her. "This is only the beginning," she screamed. But in that old apartment, no one heard her. Not even the children. Part 8. The Pact. Sarah woke up with tired eyes and a mind torn apart by last night's nightmares. The gray morning light filtered through the cracked window, casting pale lines across her face. The room was the same, cracked walls, a ceiling stained with damp. But the air, something in the air had changed. She walked quietly to the kids' room, heart pounding. Slowly, she opened the door. They were sleeping, peacefully, unaware. Her heart eased for a moment, but then she saw it, a shadow behind her in the mirror. She spun around. No one, but the presence. It was undeniable. In the bathroom, she splashed water on her face. When she looked up, words were written in fog on the mirror. "You haven't forgotten our deal, have you?" She stumbled back, pulse racing. In the dimly lit room, Yasmin stands trembling, a victim of deceit. The man vanishes into the night, leaving Yasmin alone with the chilling realization of betrayal. Her breath hitches, a desperate gasp in the suffocating silence of the room. Yasmin returns to her meager home, clutching a small bag of food, her heart heavy with unspoken burdens. She finds Mina and Farid asleep on the floor, their gaunt faces piercing her with guilt and despair. Overcome with shame, Yasmin retreats to a corner, her silent sobs muffled by her scarf, shielding her children from the truth. On the bustling streets of Kabul, Yasmin is approached by a man cloaked in mystery, his words a tempting whisper of real money for just one night. Yasmin is haunted by the faces of her children, a silent battle waging within as she grapples with the man's offer, his words echoing, "No shame, just survival." Yasmin follows the mysterious man through a dark alley, leading to an old, dilapidated house. The air inside the house hangs heavy with the scent of mildew and incense, as eerie shadows dance across strange symbols painted on the walls. He offers her tea, but she refuses, her voice firm. "I don't drink from strangers." The man's eyes gleam with an unsettling promise. "You won't be a stranger long." In the old house, the man's chanting fills the room, his words a dark incantation that begins the ritual. As the air thickens, Yasmin cries out, "What is this? You asked for survival. This is the price." The man replies, his voice echoing with ominous finality. A tall, gaunt, faceless shadow steps out of the mirror, its presence filling the room with dread. A frigid fog descends upon the cobble street, cloaking the night in a veil of shadows. The flickering streetlight casts long, distorted shadows, emphasizing the desolation and my resolve. Yasmin enters her humble home, the space filled with a heavy silence, broken only by Ahmed's cough. Mama, do we have food today? Ahmed asks, his voice weak. Yes, my darling, Yasmin replies, her voice filled with tenderness. I made lentil rice just for you. She softens the dry bread with water, her movements reflecting both desperation and fierce maternal love. Alone in her mud house, Yasmin sits cloaked in shadows, the dim kerosene light dancing across her face. The flame flickers, casting shadows that stir memories of her former life. The kerosene heater casts long shadows, whispering tales of dreams once held. Yasmin, neat in her best attire, speaks at the charity organization, her voice filled with hopeful determination. She shares her story, her words painting a picture of resilience and aspiration, as the man listens with empathetic attention. Miss Yasmin, we need someone like you. If you're ready, start tomorrow. Yasmin is overwhelmed with disbelief and hope. Months later, Yasmin stands before a class of young children, her face shining with confidence and passion. Sunlight streams through the windows, filling the room with a sense of hope. I no longer wander the streets at night. In the soft glow of evening, Yasmin and Ahmed share a quiet meal. Ahmed's innocent curiosity pierces the calm. Mama, why do you always cry when we eat? Yasmin responds, her voice filled with emotion. Because when you eat, I feel full.